Today we're going to be checking out the Apogee MQ-510 microCache Bluetooth power meter. So, what's up YouTube? In today's video, I wanted to walk you through the process of setting up the Apogee MQ-510 Bluetooth power meter. And hopefully with the setup, it'll help out anybody who has some questions or anything like that regarding this power meter who might be interested in purchasing it. Haven't really had much time to do too much lately because we got snowed in. After a couple of days, finally, everything's starting to open up. I've been spending a lot of my time getting things moved over from my 150-gallon reef tank and getting everything moved into the water box reflux. So, how about you say we go ahead and take a look at this power meter, make some coffee, and get into today's video. When you order the MQ-510 Bluetooth power meter, this can be everything that you expect to get, minus the wand. This was purchased separately. So, everything you can expect to get inside the power meter is inside this case here. We get a user manual. We get a little disc thing. We get the power sensor. We get a battery. And we get the actual Bluetooth controller as well. So let's go ahead and get this thing connected and see what it's all about. Let's work on getting this thing put together. First thing we are going to do is assemble the sensor wand. That is easily done just by screwing the three pieces together. Just be careful not to over tighten this because you can easily strip out the threads if you go too tight. The next thing we are going to do is we are going to take our sensor and actually connect it to the wand. This piece here is actually meant to be used with the sensor if you do not have the wand. So we'll be putting this up and keeping it for future use. Next, we are going to connect the sensor to the wand. At the bottom of the sensor is a screw. We'll take a flathead screwdriver and gently back that screw out. And make sure you are very careful with this screw. I actually stripped out the screw head on my other Apogee sensor just because of the material that this screw is made of. We are going to grab our wand, take our sensor, line it up with the hole there, and we'll take our screw and screw this in from the bottom. Do not over tighten. Here we go. It is attached to the wand. Now the length of this cord is 2 meters in length, so roughly right around 6 feet. We are going to put a couple pieces of Velcro on here to help secure the line to the wand. Now we need to work on connecting the sensor to the Bluetooth controller. I went ahead and took the Bluetooth controller apart. For the battery that's included, it appears to be a spare battery for the Bluetooth controller. So we won't be using this thing. The Bluetooth controller has been put back together. To connect the Bluetooth controller, we are going to take the end of the connector at the end of the sensor. There's a little tab here that needs to be lined up, and it might be hard to see, but you just line that tab up and then we'll screw this on. Now we need to work on pairing this with the app on the smartphone. The first thing we need to do is download the app called Apogee Connect. Once it's downloaded, we'll open it up. We are going to click the plus button. And when you do this, make sure you have Bluetooth enabled or else it's not going to be able to detect the sensor. We are going to hold this button. Once we hold this button right here for a few seconds, it'll show up here on the list of devices. So we'll click this device. It'll connect. We're going to say add. And now it wants us to update the firmware. So we'll go ahead and update the firmware. Firmware update complete. Once the firmware has been updated, we need to go into settings. We need to come up here to the top where it says none chosen, and we need to scroll down and select our power meter connected to this. For me, I am using the SQ500. Now for a quick test, we're going to click on live monitor. Alright, we are now going to test this against my kitchen light. There's actually two ways to view the data. You can either view it on the graph or you can also view it on the main screen too of the app when you first open the app. Let's go ahead and give this a quick test under the Waterbox Reef LX. One thing that I have learned already while testing and playing around with this device is it likes to randomly disconnect. That's more than likely a battery saving feature. If you ever find when you open the app and it says the device is not connected, just hold this green button in for a few seconds, and since it's already been paired with your phone, it will automatically reconnect. So at the top of my aquarium, I'm reading around 142 to 145. Down around the bottom, I am reading around 12 to 15. Near the left side, I am reading around 70 to 72. At the bottom, I am reading around 16 to 17. Then if we move to the right side, I am reading around 67 to 68. And then at the bottom of the right side, we are reading around 17 to 18. For a side-by-side comparison of the standard par meter from Apogee versus the Quantum meter is blue. This one is capable of actually reading in U-moles or par that our coral likes, whereas the standard par meter is black, and this one is only capable of reading in lumens. If you want to know more about what this par meter can do, I actually used this in a video to test the lights on my Waterbox Reef LX, and I'll leave that right here if you want to check that out. Alright, so final thoughts on the Apogee MQ-510 Bluetooth par meter. I definitely like the fact that it has the ability to sync up with my phone and record par meetings using my mobile device. It's definitely a worthwhile upgrade for me over my standard par meter due to the ability that it wasn't able to read and par and displayed everything in lumens value. So if this video helped you out, please be sure to smash that like and subscribe button. And until the next one, guys, I'm out. Peace.